Okay, welcome back. Got got some water here. We're good. There were a couple of things that I'd mentioned earlier about uh, the suspects and locations being uh, duplicated from the previous game, which is good. We've got Silent Falls is some continuity there. Um, so the couple of things, uh, David Nelson is uh, he comes from an affluent life. Uh, He is when we played this game, I learned the term nepo baby. I had not heard of that before. That's how he was described, I think by Ari. But that really rubs him the wrong way, and it's hurt his pride. Um, at one time, he heard uh, Alice mention that, uh, and he just kind of lost it on her and targeted her unfairly because of that. Um, Yeah, and that was uncharacteristic for David, um, and just sort of odd thing for him to do. Uh, so people now sort of feel a little weird around David. Um, this may be sort of eating away at his popularity. His family money comes from somewhere in Utah. Um, Bria Brown, the school bully, uh, sees Alice as a threat because of that. Um, because Alice will like stand up for herself and others. Um, that's more than what Bria would do. She's, climbed to the top of the, social ladder as she sees it, by bullying other people. And if Alice could, sort of take down this popular kid and his, popularity maybe waning, maybe she could do the same sort of thing to her. Uh, so she's trying to be even more uh, forceful in her bullying to make sure that doesn't happen. Um, yeah, because she's a little intimidated by Alice, so she's trying to compensate for that. The lighthouse on the Howling Sea Cliffs is like a prank location that high school kids will go to because there's like a rumor that in the 70s there was a string of disappearances around the lighthouse, and it's a very popular destination for kids to be daring each other to go to in the middle of the night. And the Old Barn on Cambridge Street is sort of a lover's lane place for the high school students here at Franklin. Uh, there's some bad history to it, spooky stories about people getting hurt there, uh, falling or jumping off the roof as like a dare. Um, Kids are stupid. It's a snowbank. It won't hurt. Um, but there also been like a lot of dead birds and animals around it. Just like some like nature doesn't like the place. But we also now have Wayne Prescott, the local sheriff, Blake King, a new friend, John Briarwood, the estranged father, as three new suspects. So we can add a little more to David and Bria if we want, but all five of these people need to be fleshed out a little bit and have a reason why they might be responsible for kidnapping a high school girl. And the locations where Alice may have been taken all need to be fleshed out a little. And like, what makes them weird? Why are they interesting? Like that weird stuff about the dead animals was definitely one thing that uh, made the old barn different from any other old barn. But we've got the Silent Falls Boardwalk, the Pine Harbor Motel that totally doesn't look like an In-N-Out. That's not the first thing that I saw when I saw those colors together. Um, and the abandoned Coloma mines instead of the state park. So of those six things, what jumps out at people as something they'd like to flesh out more?
So I have an idea about Blake King, the new friend.
Hmm.
Um, at first I said like there is like um uh, someone in uh, history class with Alice. I said it Jake, but Jake is the brother, so let's say it's Blake. They
Yeah, okay.
they've met in history class, and basically with Evan telling Alice to get more friends to help her with school and such. Uh, she actually told Evan she's met Blake, and Blake is helping her in history. Um, but um, even though he's tutoring her in school, uh, Evan is suspicious about Blake because he sees mostly Alice and Blake seems like walking to the side, talking secretly, and um, and that rumor that Alice wants to steal the test result
Hmm.
uh, is also about Blake because they think that she and Blake want to steal uh, the test result together, planning it together, and yeah, Evan is very suspicious about him. Like, it doesn't seem trustworthy.
Okay. I like
He's
that. Very, very untrustworthy. And
and it's also very suspicious that he's actually uh maybe not failing but very bad at all the other classes, but in history he's getting like A's and B's. Like,
hmm.
so it's like, okay, how? Are you just good in that or something else going on? So it's very suspicious.
Okay. Um, Given that, how like why might people think Blake was behind Alice, going missing? He seems like sort of not a great guy, maybe. Very suspicious, but maybe working with Alice. Um, why might he want to have done something to her?
We could think he is selling drugs and she caught him selling drugs at school.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
Thinks that she's
could
going to
be.
report him, maybe?
yeah. So did Alice tell Evan anything about that? Like at one of their tutoring sessions?
Um, I think maybe not she's mentioning drugs, but she's saying that Blake involved in something bad, uh, but she's like she's pretty tough and she doesn't much want to worry everyone. Is she said like she can take care of it herself.
Okay. Nice. So what about Wayne or John
And
or
that's
the
what
Boardwalk Motel or Mines?
I think I might have something for Wayne.
Yeah.
So Wayne, everyone knows is kind of like the clown sheriff. Like everyone is using him as kind of a joke or scapegoat. He's not very good at his job, or so everyone thinks. Everyone knows that he's kind of a drunk and he lives with his mom and he's not really getting his life together. And you know, there was a rumor, some speculation that he even burned down his own sheriff's department during a high profile case, which is very rare in the town, which is all the more suspicious. Now, no one knows for sure, and he's never been arrested, and he's still the local sheriff, but everyone thinks it's him because of his background.
Hmm. And yeah, just one thing after another. Nothing good coming from this guy. What sort of connection does he have to Alice that uh, might raise a red flag?
Uh, he was part of a case that had to do with one of the students that she had to go to school with. Um, and there was rumors and conspiracy around it. But essentially, it is another missing girl, a recently missing
Oh,
girl.
and that case didn't get resolved.
No, and there's still the community is still up in arms about it, but it seems like he has been totally ignoring it completely.
Okay, nice.
I have some thoughts for John, maybe.
Yeah.
So I think John was previously as the dad of the Briarwood family on the outside, this like really upstanding member of the community. So it was a huge shocker when he abruptly divorced their mom and basically like left town. A lot of people, rumors were that like their mom had done something bad because it was kind of like this flaky mom versus like the upstanding
Mm-hmm.
dad on the outside. But Hollis, Alice, and Jack know the truth, which is that their dad basically left them to like have a second family, and he's actually kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
So for the last like several years, he's kind of occasionally, texted them and stuff, but he is basically like a weekend dad. The custody situation was never totally finalized, or like I guess they never went to the court about it. So their mom just kind of has them, and their dad has just been off doing God knows what in some other town. But recently, he has been blowing up all their phones and trying to get back in touch with them, which Hollis especially is really suspicious about. So his potential motive for kidnapping would be like a custodial kidnapping, like a child custody issue.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so does he have partial custody and uh have you met this second family?
I think he has like no physical custody. I think the mom has them 100% of the time, or like he maybe has half, but then just didn't show up ever, and it kind of just fell to the
Okay.
mom type of situation. I think maybe the second family is I guess one of the I'm trying to think. I think nobody's really met them. There's like rumors, and Hollis has tried to like internet creep to see if like she could find anything, but they don't really know. But there are definitely rumors that like he's met someone else somewhere because they don't know really why he like abruptly left the family. But he just doesn't really have any interest in them anymore. But now all of a sudden he's like back, and all the kids are like, "WTF?"
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The
I
Pine
like it.
Harbor Motel, is that's where he's been
Yeah.
staying, is at the Pine Harbor Motel.
Oh, so one thing we don't really want to do is tie the suspects and locations together, um, because
Okay.
it's all random. So if like John totally lived at the Pine Harbor Motel all the time, and he happened to be the person responsible for Alice being missing, but it was at the lighthouse, like well, why didn't he just take her back to the hotel? Um, so yeah, we don't want to tie them together too tightly like that. Um, yeah, does anyone have any other ideas for the Boardwalk Motel or Mines?
I'll do one more, and I really want to do the mines actually.
Yeah, okay.
This is this is actually owned by the rival of the Nelsons, a rival family. Um, and they used to have a prestigious family lineage in this town, and they used to own the mines, which was profitable at the time. And now there's speculation of a couple things. One, there's still nuclear or radioactive waste down there from other sketchy company business dealings that they had going on from, let's say, I don't know,
Yeah.
the 50s. And two, people say that this is where people go in and don't come back out. Like there's a lot of bad juju with mining in this area. Like there's a lot of cave-ins, there's a lot of accidents, there's a lot of like tragedy and even accidents past the mining days in this area. And people still hang around it for whatever reason. Not so much kids, mostly college students, but
Okay. Yeah, that's neat. I like it.
So
For the board.
I think
sorry, keep going.
I mean maybe you have something with the boardwalk that maybe it can be connected. I was thinking the boardwalk like at the front is actually kind of very popular hangout. Most kids go there, like high school, maybe even the college and families, and it looks very normal boardwalk rides and some simple rides um and but uh at night when it closed and no one much around, um there, there's a lot of suspicious characters, that they said lots of, I mean, mostly lots of crimes, like there could be drugs, um there
Okay,
was
yeah.
maybe there was almost a murder there, but no one got killed yet there.
Or at least
Most of
according to
them.
Wayne Prescott, hasn't been able to solve
Yep,
anything.
exactly. Uh, and and also like all like kind of the criminals like to rendezvous their secret meetings and such.
Okay, yeah. Place.
But only at night. 'Cause in the morning, just morning and afternoon looks like a normal boardwalk.
Okay. Yeah, it's very distinct daylight nighttime sort of difference. Okay. What about the motel?
I have an idea. I'm not sure if it totally fits, but my thinking was the rumor among the kids of the high school is that the motel was built on top of the remains of an old like family mansion that was mysteriously burned down and then was bulldozed to make room for the motel. and it's specifically room 13 that is haunted by the ghost of the daughter of the family who was burned at the stake for being a witch. And the like teen rumor is if you like break in or rent room 13 at midnight and say her name 3 times in front of the mirror, she'll appear to you. So there's like definitely like mischief. Maybe the kids like use the motel to just like kind of hanging out in the parking lot until they get chased away. Definitely doesn't sound like a place where they like, have CCTV or like too strict of a surveillance situation, so kind of run down. But that ghost story gets told by like the seniors to the freshmen kind of thing, and maybe people even get dared to like go to the motel at night and try to check in.
Okay. I like it. Yeah.